Welcome to the Retirement Lifestyle Show. I'm your co-host, Roshan Loungani, here with Adrian Nicholson. We're back with another great episode, a lot of interesting information to go over. Before we jump into it, Adrian, how have you been the last couple weeks?
I've been great. Today's an exciting day. It's the last day of my birthday month, so I'm definitely gonna enjoy as much as I can. And what better way than recording another episode of the Retirement Lifestyle Show? My birthday month has been really great. It's been one of the best ones ever.
So have you been celebrating the entire month?
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, I've just been trying to have as much fun as I possibly can, just doing things that I like. I've been able to golf a lot with Alex, my dad, some of my colleagues from George Mason University. So that's been great. I've been spending a lot of time with my baby niece. She's really cute. That's also been really cool. Just been eating out a lot at some of my favorite restaurants. And of course, been watching a lot of movies, TV shows, and more importantly, our topic today, the World Cup.
Yes. Yeah, that it kept me up late yesterday, that's for sure, with that was the Netherlands and gosh, why can't I remember who they were playing right now? It went
Morocco.
Netherlands, Morocco, yes, went to penalty kicks. So it has been exciting to have the World Cup. Let's jump in the topic for the day.
Yeah, of course. So, like I said, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is happening right now. It's happening across cities, stadiums, and in your neighborhood. I mean, it's the largest World Cup in history with over 48 countries, 104 matches, and it's going across the currently the 6 weeks. So, it's just nonstop action, which has been really cool to watch. And some really cool, interesting stats. They're predicted to have over 7 million fans are expected to attend these games, and 3 million of them are international. So they're traveling to North America to watch these matches. So it's been really cool. And then FIFA estimates that the tournament can contribute roughly 17 billion to US GDP, which is a drop in the bucket, but still it's something to watch while you're seeing, thousands of people, millions of people support these teams, and can definitely have a trickle effect into the economy and in the markets, which we'll definitely talk about a little bit today. But before we jump into it, Roshan, I thought we could play like a pretty interesting game. I want you to try and guess all 11 cities that are going to be hosting the World Cup, and I'll help you out.
Okay. Philadelphia,
Okay,
Foxborough,
yep, that's one.
and then
I'll
I
give you
know
that one. That's Boston.
that is Boston. Yes, just watching football, know the stadium. Monterey,
Which one's
that's
Monterey?
that's what they were playing yesterday, last night's game.
Okay, yeah.
Los Angeles,
Yep,
Guadalajara.
Los Angeles is a good one.
Guadalajara definitely had a game that I saw. Vancouver, Toronto, I believe. Was Dallas is Dallas on there?
These are all US cities. Yep,
Well,
you
no,
got
no,
Dallas.
not Vancouver, and oh, there are only 11 in the U.S. on the list.
Yes.
Okay,
So you got Dallas, Los Angeles, you got Philadelphia.
Boston,
Yep,
I
you
got
got
that as
Boston.
well. Santa Clara,
I'll give
right?
you another hint.
Yeah.
I'll give you another hint. Georgia, city in Georgia.
Atlanta,
Yep, Atlanta.
yeah, Atlanta. Chicago,
Chicago's not on there.
New York, well, Jersey, right? Because they play at East Rutherford, I think.
Yep, you got those two.
All right, what
You're
did I
missing some
miss?
West Coast cities. Think of some West Coast cities. Think of the Rams division in the NFL. Who do they play? Those are
Well,
two
San
cities.
Francisco, Seattle.
Yep, you got those.
Did
And
Las
let's
Vegas
see.
have a game?
So,
Any games?
no, not
I'm
in
missing
Vegas.
two. I'm missing three, actually.
I'll give you another hint. One's in Florida.
Miami,
Yep, Miami. And then you got one in Texas, which is Dallas, but there's another one in
Houston.
Texas. Yep, Houston. And then you are missing one more, which will probably be hard to guess. So I'm just going to give it to you. It's going to be Kansas City.
Yeah, I think I did watch part of a game that was there last week, but I have not. It's only we're only 2 or 3 days into the elimination round, but that's when I've been paying more attention, right? Since
Yeah.
the elimination rounds have started.
But I'll go over the 11 US cities again. It's Atlanta, Boston, Dallas. And it's interesting for Dallas because they're actually expected to be one of the biggest winners because they're hosting 9 matches, including the semifinals. So that's definitely going to draw a lot of business there. Houston, we mentioned, Kansas City, Los Angeles. They're playing in the Ram Stadium, SoFi. It's beautiful. I wish I could go there. And California alone is expected to receive well over $1 billion just in additional visitor spending. So that's a pretty crazy amount. Miami, which we mentioned, Miami, New York too. They're kind of the hub of international gateways with all these fans traveling in. So there's definitely going to be like a lot of business there. People are really going to see what Miami and New York's all about. Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle, and like I mentioned, New York and New Jersey. So those are the 11 cities that are hosting. But even if you don't have tickets to actually go see the game, or you think they're too expensive, some of the weekday matches are a little bit more affordable. But you can see it all across, like all online. When you walk out your door, there's so many like fan festivals. It's a lot of ways to enjoy the incredible atmosphere, whether it's being in the city or in your neighborhood, like I mentioned. Recently, I was like walking my dog, and I'm walking into like the Hart Plaza of the area that I'm in. And there were just like hundreds of people in lawn chairs watching it on like this big screen that they had. It was incredible. It was like shocking. It was something like I'd never seen before. All these people in this like central place, all like watching the game. It was a really cool atmosphere. You think you're going to do something like that, Roshan?
No, well, I was going to ask, where did you say you went to see this?
So where I live, I'm just like walking my dog in like my neighborhood and like the downtown district area that I'm at. There was just
Hmm.
people like watching the game on this like huge big screen that they have like attached to like the side of a movie theater, and everybody was just watching like one of the games there. So it's like a really popular place where everybody's like watching the games, but it's happening across all of North America right now. So it's just a really exciting experience for our viewers and listeners. You don't actually have to go to the stadium, so there's probably places around you where you can go and check out and just really get a taste of what the World Cup's off.
Yeah, wow. That sounds really cool. I've seen some of those on TV, people just outside huge fan groups. I even thought about I didn't go, but on Sunday when Canada was playing in the first elimination round, I thought about looking into like a Canada sports bar or something like that where the Canadian fans would be, but did not end up going. The atmosphere looks incredible.
Yeah, it is a really great, incredible atmosphere. I mean, last year I got a small taste of it because I went to a U.S. scrimmage match. They were actually playing, man, I forget what the stadium is called. I just want to call it FedEx Field, but out in Maryland. But yeah, USA was playing Colombia, so I went to that game, and it was just incredible atmosphere. Really going to like a soccer game. It was one a really cool memory I had. So it's just been a lot of fun. Do you want to just say like your early predictions on what team you think is going to win it all?
Well, a friend of mine did come up with a tournament pool, a tournament bracket, and I did end up picking Argentina against France and Argentina as the winner. I did this with the family, so we were all, voting, and I was leaning towards France just because that would be a repeat for Argentina. And apparently, that's only happened once. It was in the 30s when Italy repeated back to back. So for that, and also I thought the storyline would be fitting with Messi being the greatest right now, and everyone says Mbappe is the future, and that would be like a little bit of passing the baton story.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
but I got
yeah,
outvoted. We picked Argentina.
yeah, Mbappe is one of my favorite players right now. I mean, I made two brackets. One, I just went with US. Got to go with USA in one bracket, and then the other bracket I had France winning. So, yeah, France and Argentina are definitely up there on people's like highest predictions. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. So, just going back to some like more content that we have, kind of give you a little synopsis before we go into the five real winners of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm just going to kind of explain the investing and economic lens when investing. Even if you're nowhere near a stadium, this tournament offers, another reminder of something really important, owning great businesses. And that's something that Roshan talked about a lot on the Retirement Lifestyle Show. So owning great businesses means benefiting from events just like this without ever buying a ticket, especially when millions of people are going to be spending money. This is an opportunity for shareholders and investor. And from the economic standpoint, economists generally agree that the economic boost that we're going to see with the FIFA World Cup being in North America, it's going to be real, but it will be temporary. And so once the tournament ends, activity generally returns to normal. And that's why, it can be very exciting for, local businesses, small businesses, or even big businesses right now, just seeing if they're able to, capitalize on some of the hype that's going on. So it's definitely something to really catching investors and shareholders' eyes right now. So before I talk about the 5 industries that are going to be the real big winners of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, is there anything that you want to add before I start on this list?
No, I'm looking forward to hearing the industry list.
Yeah, so some of these probably won't surprise you, but if any of them do, Roshan, please let me know. The first one are hotels. I mean, hotels are one of the biggest winners here, particularly the luxury hotels, because often, they're the best performers because the national teams, corporate sponsors, celebrities, they all book their most premium rooms, their most expensive rooms. So they're the first ones that get the big temporary boost in sales and revenues that you could look into to see if there's an opportunity there. I'm sure that one didn't surprise you at all, Roshan. What do you think?
No, that is definitely expected.
The second one
Let
I
me
have
guess.
on
Can I
my,
guess one?
yeah, yeah, go ahead, guess one.
Restaurants. When you say hotel, I think restaurants would be on there next.
Yep. I mean, people have to eat. Restaurants near
Yep.
the stadium, sports bars, coffee shops, fast food chains, they all benefit because they just get increased traffic. Also, food distributors supplying their businesses also see strong demand. So they're another big winner with the 2026 FIFA World Cup being hosted in North America. Do you want to try and take a guess at any of the other ones on my list? I got 3 more.
Well, and I don't know where this would be, but retail, right? When people coming here will have to buy, whether it's convenience stores, items they forgot, that kind of retail, I think would be a winner.
Roshan, you're on fire right now. That's another one on my list. Retail. Fans definitely don't go empty handed. Like you mentioned, convenience stores, shopping districts, sporting good retailers all participate in this. Common things that people are buying are jerseys, souvenirs, team apparel. So that's all something too that's being bought up. I think two of the most like trendy things that are going on social media right now that people are talking about, especially international visitors coming to North America, is the AC. Some of them are probably going to try and sneak back AC units because that's just a big deal right now with the heat wave going over in Europe. So when they come over to America, they're just like, how can we get these things back there? And another funny thing is they were interviewing somebody after the game. And they're like, what's one thing that you're going to remember from the World Cup being held here in North America? And the person's like, number one, it's going to be ranch. I love ranch. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm going to bring back as much as I can.
Yeah, I had thought that. I did not think of that. I did see some stories about the AC though. Yeah,
It's
I
just
do have
really
another
interesting, just
guess.
kind of getting international people's perspectives.
It is, or things that we take for granted that they don't have, right? So, but
Exactly.
both of those are. My next guess would be airlines, right? Was that on? Is that on
Yep.
the list? Travel, and
Yep.
then
I mean, millions of visitors have to get here somehow.
what about like taxi and Uber? Is it all? Does that in the same category, or is that separate?
Yep. I put that in my bonus category. Rental car companies and rideshare services all benefit. Airlines, they're helping out these millions of people traveling to North America. The major airlines right now are adding international flights, especially into cities like Dallas and Houston, where I mentioned, previously at the beginning of the podcast, Miami, New York, those are the international gateways. They definitely have always had those routes in play, but now you're seeing airlines trying to expand a little bit more, just trying to capitalize on this and help out their consumers, just to help out their profitability.
Yeah. Did are there any that I missed, or did we cover the entire list?
So there's one more. So again, the 4 that we already talked about is hotels, restaurants, airlines, retailers. These are some of the big winners as far as the industries that are, experiencing great revenues and profits from this World Cup. Do you want to guess the 5th one on my list?
This isn't an industry. It probably goes across both, but employment in general, right? In some of these areas, whether it's stadiums, restaurant, all the areas you mentioned, I'm that that's the guess I come up with. Although I don't think that's what you have on the list.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of like the biggest things whenever, a country can host like an event like this. It just really helps out local businesses, boosts temporary employment. It really does have a lasting not a lasting impact, but just a temporary impact. But again, economists don't see this really having a prolonged. They really expect it to go back to normal. But the fifth one I have on my list, and this is the one that people overlook the most, is media. Media companies may be the biggest financial winners because their ad revenue increases for every commercial, sponsorship, streaming subscription, TV broadcast. Unlike hotels that only benefit in like one city, broadcasters earn revenues throughout the entire tournament. So they're one of the biggest winners I have on my list. And, it just makes sense because whenever there's like a game on, people are like, how can I watch it? Where can I watch it? It's not like how it used to be like 20, 30 plus years ago where you just turn on TV, you get the game, you have to kind of hunt and find it. And all these media companies are trying to be the ones where people are going to and trying to have long lasting customers use their services.
Well, and you're talking about media. Well, I knew I'd be. I knew when you said the answer, I would be feeling like I should have known it. But particularly with the media, these hydration breaks, right? Did you read or hear about that? They're taking hydration breaks in cities where it's cold. It's not really hot, and they came up with the concept. I'm sure it's good for the players too, but to sell commercials, right, as well, which is a huge windfall for these media companies.
Yeah, I'm totally glad you mentioned the hydration breaks. I mean, it's just, again, big business, big corporations, media just, again, trying to capitalize on all the eyeballs, so to speak. That's what they fight over, people's attention right now to really just drive that ad revenue. So those are the five real winners of the FIFA World Cup that I think it's just going to be an interesting opportunity for, people to look in just to see if there's potential opportunity that fits your, whatever stage you're in or whatever portfolio you may have structured. Again, it's hotels, restaurants, airline, retail, and media. And, the 2026 World Cup is, far more than a sporting event. It's like one of the largest temporary economic events ever hosted in North America. And it's creating a lot of meaningful opportunities in those industries that I just mentioned. And for long-term investors, it's another reminder that every, major event, businesses are quietly generating revenue. And there's also, great opportunity for you to just create fun memories by, checking out those fan festivals or your city that's close by or local neighborhood, wherever they're hosting a viewing party. I've been there and it's something to see, that's for sure.
Yeah, now you've got me. The USA plays on Thursday night. You've got me wanting to find a place. I wonder if they'll have something set up, like you had mentioned, that outdoor setup for. I said Thursday night. Actually, I think it's Wednesday night, if I remember correctly. Tomorrow night.
Yep, tomorrow it's going to be really exciting. I definitely want to experience like a USA like watch viewing party, but I also want to do one for like another country having like a viewing party. Just like going there, it just makes you feel like you're actually in the country when you're surrounded by like all their fans and everything. So it's definitely really cool and really exciting. Something that our viewers and listeners should really consider, checking out because I believe the World Cup's over July 19th, so you still have plenty of time just to really engulf yourself in the experience, or maybe see if it's like a potential like investing opportunity or something that could potentially be something worthwhile moving forward.
That's
Awesome.
great.
So is
What
there
else do you
anything
have
else
on
that
the
you want to add,
list?
Roshan? That's pretty much everything on my list. It's just something really cool that I just wanted to share with our listeners and viewers today.
No, that is great. Let me see if there's anything. I think you mentioned the 17 billion is what they thought it would help in terms of bringing in, and it'll be GDP wise. I think the number it said it'll be 0.1% added to GDP in the second quarter and 0.05% in the third quarter because the third quarter begins on July 1st, so more of the games, particularly the group rounds, were earlier. I think you've covered everything that I had on my list.
Yeah, and I think it's also going to be interesting, basically what you just brought up too, like when these companies in these industries that I talked about, when they come out with like their earnings reports, some of them that really capitalize on this are obviously going to showboat and be like, look what we did, when it came to like the World Cup, and the ones that, didn't. I think that's really a good indicator on how well companies are trying to, be profitable, capitalize on any events that happen for their shareholders. So it's definitely going to be fun to watch. But again, it's definitely going to be a temporary boost, but there are going to be some real winners and real losers that come out of it, whether it's scoring a goal or whether it's having, record earnings for like a quarter, whatever it may be. It's definitely going to be something really interesting to see. But yeah, it's a really fun episode, really great episode. We're halfway through the year. I'm looking forward to creating more great content with you. And for all of our listeners and viewers, this has been the Retirement Lifestyle Show. Take control and achieve your goals.
Schedule a conversation with Roshan, Adrian, or Eric today at retirementlifestyleshow.com. Roshan and Eric are certified financial planner practitioners. They, along with Adrian, are investment advisor representatives and serve clients across the U.S. with financial planning and investment advice through Arete Wealth. If you found this show helpful, gained knowledge, or enjoyed the time you spent with us, tell your friends and leave us a 5-star review. This will help others discover the show. To access our show notes, to download any of the tools mentioned in today's podcast, to ask us a question, or to schedule a conversation, go to retirementlifestyleshow.com. All opinions expressed by podcast hosts and guests are solely their own. While based on information they believe is reliable, neither Arete Wealth nor its affiliates warrants its completeness or accuracy, nor do their opinions reflect the opinion of Arete Wealth. This podcast is for general informational purposes only and should not be regarded as specific advice or recommendations for any individual. Before making any decisions, consult a professional. The show hosts offer investment advice through Arete Wealth Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, and securities through Arete Wealth Management, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, and NFA. Finally, our music is The Chance by Jason Shaw and Audionautics. It's part of the YouTube audio library, and it's licensed under a Creative Commons license. I am Ray Voices. Thank you for listening.